Trinity House. I am the Region 2 mentor, but I like to come support you guys whenever I can and just hear what you guys are working on. One agency update. We are having a sober fun event, not this Saturday, the following Saturday in DuPage County. Anybody's welcome if anybody wants to travel from Central Illinois up to us in Addison, Illinois. So we're having video games, board games, card games, no gambling, but just a fun, sober time for people to get together.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny. What town is that in? I know you said DuPage County, but
Addison, Illinois.
oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
All right. And how about we have Jeff next? Excuse me. McFadden.
Hi, my name is Jeff McFadden. Up until last week, I was the system of care coordinator for Bridgeways McDonough County ROSC, but now I am the system of care coordinator for the West Central Illinois ROSC, and I'm also the Region 3 mentor. I'm over here way out west. I'm over here in Galesburg, Illinois. Just good to see some familiar faces and see everyone, and glad to be here. Thanks.
Well, thanks for being here, Jeff. It's good to see you. Okay. And next I have Danielle Heffernan.
Hi, everybody. My name's Danielle. I'm with DuPage County ROSC with Danny. He pretty much kind of covered the updates. One thing I will say is we do have a new Instagram page. It's dupageco.rosc. If anybody wants to follow it, we're trying to boost the traffic on there. But thank you.
Awesome.
I'll put it in the chat too.
That'd be perfect. Thanks, Danielle. Yeah, that's great. All right. Okay. And Jimmy.
Hi, everyone. I am Jimmy Benevolanto. I work for Chestnut Health Systems in clinical and community relations. The only update I guess I really have right now is we're still actively looking for any individuals, groups, businesses to help occupy our community room at our Chestnut Family Health Center on Chestnut Street in Bloomington. So right now we're currently welcoming any ideas or opportunities regarding trainings, meetings, or a space for learning surrounding wellness or wellness related topics. So I can drop my information in the chat box. And if, again, you have any ideas in collaborating in this space, just let me know. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thanks, Jimmy. Okay. And Selena?
Hi, I'm Selena Nolan with Chestnut Healthcare Systems. I am the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic Program Coordinator.
Thanks. Thanks, Selena. Okay. And Amy Hopper?
Hello, I'm Amy Hopper at the health department. And as far as updates, we are working with Chestnut to be able to help distribute Narcan. So it's in the very early stages of that. But we're looking forward to our ongoing partnership with Chestnut.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. And Michelle Cope.
I'm Michelle with the Bloomington Public Library, and I also drive the bookmobile. One agency report that I would like to make, well, on a sad note, we're having trouble getting the bookmobile to start in this cold weather. So we've been off the road, but back soon. And then the good news is, to give everyone hope, we're having a seed starting planting program that they're doing this next weekend. So be sure and join in on that. It just gives me hope that spring is just around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that, Michelle.
Yeah. And then my other personal thing is I will be sleeping on the bookmobile for Home Sweet Homes Night in the Car to raise money for their homelessness efforts. And so the bookmobile babes, keep us in your prayers for February 2nd. I'm sure it'll be nice and toasty.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll be, oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, come join me.
I know.
You're welcome.
I know Kat did. I think Kat did last
She's doing
year.
it. Yeah, she's doing it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I've got info on that. I'm going to be posting on my page for that for fundraising, but I'll send that out to everybody else, personally speaking, later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And let's go, let's see, Nolan. You can.
Well, hey, everybody. My name is Nolan, and I'm a community health specialist with our Center for Community Engagement located here in Central Illinois. And I'll have the pleasure of sharing about some of the projects that we're working on in a
Yes.
few.
Yes, thanks, Nolan. Okay, and Cindy Alcazar? Or is she, wait, she might be driving. She might be driving, so let me see. I think she put something in she might have put something. Oh, Cindy Alcazar, SNAP, Ed Community Worker, University of Illinois. Okay. That's Cindy. Okay, and Hannah Lombardi.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm an intern at Brightpoint with the Parent Support Division, and I do not have any updates for now.
Thank you, Hannah. And is it Jamina Lopez?
It's actually Selena. I'm borrowing Jimena's Zoom.
Okay. Selena, okay.
I'm Selena with Central Illinois Friends. I am their marketing and public relations manager. And our update is that we are moved into our LGBTQ community center. So I'm joining you guys from an office for the first time, usually joining you guys from home.
Oh, cool.
So we're very excited. We have our administrative offices open, and throughout the coming months, we're working on our public the public features of the building.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you, Selena. And where is it located?
We are in Peoria, Illinois. So we're HIV clinic in Peoria, Illinois. Our clinic is based out of the Carle Health Hospital down here. But we also have a Bloomington clinic in the CHCC building.
Okay. And the community center that you were talking about, is that in Peoria?
It is. It is at 2112 East War Memorial Drive, if anybody wants to take a tour or have a visit.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. And Erica Hahn?
Hi everyone, I'm Erica with the Prescription Playbook. We're a statewide opioid response grant recipient, and we try to do prevention education for opioids across the state. Our agency update is that we have a really exciting webinar opportunity coming up on January 31st from noon to 1. Former Cubs MVP Ben Zobrist is going to be talking about his experiences in the MLB with substance use and with his mental health journey and what led him to creating his nonprofit organization called Champion Forward. They do a lot of mental health advocacy. They do workshops with adolescents that teach them mental and emotional resiliency and just how to really thrive under pressure and through hard times. So it's a really awesome opportunity for adolescents, for parents, for everyone in this room, and for any of your colleagues, really. All are welcome. Of course, it's free. I'll drop the link in the chat for you guys to sign up and for more information. And then I'll also make sure that Carrie has it to send out as well.
Awesome.
Would love to see everyone there.
Yeah. So it's all in this link, all the information on when the event is and everything, correct? Okay.
Yeah, time. It's on
January
Zoom,
31st.
so it's all virtual. All the information to sign up is there.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's move to Amy Stork. She's there.
Sorry, I was cutting and pasting the link right when you said my name.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I'm Amy Stork. I am with McLean County Court Services. I've been a juvenile probation officer for almost 25 years. But I've actually just moved into a newly created position for community engagement. So I thought I'd join you guys to see more of what's going on in the community and what we can offer our clients and how we can collaborate.
Thank you so much, Amy. Thanks for being here. All right, Randy, Derek.
Hello, I'm Randy Derrick. I'm a prevention coordinator here at Chestnut Health Systems. I oversee BN Parents, our substance use prevention coalition that does cover the Bloomington Normal area. I'm also the Narcan trainer and provider for the county. So my update is we are going to do a public Narcan training February 6th at 3 p.m. at our fancy community room that Jimmy was talking about. Working on a flyer right now, and I'll have the ROSC staff send that out once it gets done. Hopefully it'll be done soon.
Awesome. That sounds great. Okay, and Dorothy Davis.
I'm Dorothy Davis, and I'm the Regional Coordinator for Parents Care and Share Program at Brightpoint. And you said one agency update, right?
Yes, if you have an update, yes, please.
Yes. Okay, so we are having Coach Mike Dorsey, who's an MBA coach, and he's presenting on creating your own blueprint for fathers. So he's going to show fathers how to create blueprints for parenting and share his skills. He's wrote 2 books, and it's a pretty exciting meeting. It's February 25th from 11 to 12 on Zoom, and it's free, which is always good. And I can put my email in the chat, and I can send you the flyer if you're interested. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dorothy. That's awesome. That would be great if you could put that in the chat. That would be great. Okay, Wendy Ashford.
Hi, my name is Wendy Ashford. I'm the Manager of Therapy Services and Program Development here at called Roman for the Mental Health and Addiction Recovery and Medication Assisted Recovery Program. No updates at this time.
I think we lost Barb there for whatever reason. Maybe her technical difficulties are kicking in. But let's go ahead and move on to the next person I see on my list. Joshua Edwards, thank you for joining us today. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yes, I'm Joshua Edwards. I work at Mayor's Manor in in Bloomington, Illinois.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I'll just go ahead and open up the floor to anyone else that still needs to introduce themselves. I apologize that I lost track of where Barb was at. I think she has some computer difficulties right now and will be joining us here in just a minute. All right, Autumn, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Autumn. I'm a community health specialist with the Center for Community Engagement at Chestnut Health Systems. I will share a longer update, but one agency update we have is that we have a lot of resources that are now available for the community that we are very excited to share about.
Thanks, Autumn. We're looking forward to your presentation here in just a couple minutes. All right, Abby, how are you today?
Hello, hi, I'm doing great. Hi everyone, I'm Abby. I am with Brightpoint and I work with the Butterfly Project as a case manager coordinator. So if you don't know, we're a counseling and case management program for children and families exposed to domestic violence. And we cover McLean, Woodford, Ford, Livingston, and Logan County, so the whole 11th Judicial Circuit. So an update, just if you're not a part of our coalition, we have a coalition individually in each of those 5 counties that I just stated, but we are doing a coalition virtually February 5th, I believe it is, and it's going to be from 11 to 12:30, and it's going to be a presentation by Jill Duden from Prevent Child Abuse Illinois. And we are going to be focusing on the topics of, poverty, cycles of risk, and road to resilience. So it's just a time to like collaborate, and we're gonna do that training with Jill, and then following that, every other month we do individual meetings for each county. So if you're not already in the group with us, I will put my email in the chat and you can reach out to me and I'll make sure to get you added to our master list and then to whatever counties you need to be added to. But for now, I think that's pretty much everything else is business as usual. So thank you.
Thank you, Abby. We appreciate having you on here today. All right, we'll go ahead and do Cecilia and then move on to Jonathan.
Hi everyone, my name is Cecilia Long. I work at Prairie State Legal Services as a senior community resource specialist, and we are a nonprofit law firm that provides free legal services to people with lower incomes and individuals over 60. And update from our organization. So we've been expanding quite a bit over the last 2 years, and we've been taking on more different, a variety of different legal topics and areas that we can provide representation and advice in. So one of those programs is working with children in the foster care system who are having issues with special needs, accessibility, or school expulsion. So we're currently looking for organizations who have DCFS caseworkers or work directly with DCFS and children in the foster care system who might have some referrals for us. So yeah, I am going to drop the information in the chat and my email, but please reach out if there's an organization here that isn't connected with us already that specifically is interested in this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jonathan. I'm a community health specialist here at Chestnut Health Systems. I work on the BN Parents Coalition.
Thanks, Jonathan. We appreciate having you on here today. All right, Marita, thank you for your patience. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Hi there. My name is Marita. I'm the nurse with the McLean County Frequent User System Engagement Program. We're a county-based program that works with folks who have frequent interactions with the justice system and or the homeless shelters and or like emergent psychiatric services. As far as updates, we do have some kind of internal shifting that is going around, and it hasn't posted yet, but we will be looking for actually an LPN to apply. So if you know anyone or if you are anyone that's interested, let us know. And if you are not an LPN and an RN and are still interested, or if you know anyone that is an RN and is still interested, also feel free to reach out. Right now it's listed as an LPN, but there could be some changes depending on who applies and who the right person is. But other than that, we're just chugging along, nothing else to report.
Awesome. Thanks, Marita. All righty, we'll move along to Sandra and then Alex.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Beecher. I work for Gateway Foundation. I'm the Senior Business Development Coordinator in Central Illinois. Updates, our building should be open by March. But if anybody wants to come by and see our building at 404 North Hershey for Gateway Foundation, we're doing intensive outpatient, PHP. We also have a training center as well. If anybody would like to schedule a training, please let me know. And if they want to do a tour, reach out. I think our ribbon cutting and open house is scheduled for March the 14th. So it's kind of save the date, and I'll get everybody a flyer as soon as I have that developed.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Alan Reed. I'm a part-time residential tech at Chestnut, but for the most part, I'm just want to stay in touch with the recovery community resources. Thank you all.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alan. It's always a pleasure to have you on this calls. We're happy to have you today. All right. And then last but not least is Alex Sullivan.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a recovery support specialist in training, and I'm currently running the recovery story sharing program with the McLean County ROSC. If anybody is interested in having an interview in telling your story on camera, please let me know or let Kat Hayes know. I'll put my email in down here in the chat for everybody.
Thank you, Alex. And if time allows, we'll be able to provide more updates on that recovery story sharing program. If not, more information on that will be provided in the minutes for our council today. And then I just want to double check that there wasn't anyone that was accidentally skipped over that still needs to introduce themselves. I think we got everyone. In case I missed someone, feel free to throw your information in the chat. But it is my pleasure to transition our conversation today over to Autumn and Nolan. Both are community health specialists with Chestnut Health Systems working for our Center for Community Engagement. or our CCE project. So I will turn the floor over to them today to provide some updates on the exciting work that that project has been up to.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Carrie. I'm going to get my screen pulled up. So as mentioned, my name is Autumn, and Nolan, the other community health specialist, and I will be sharing about the Center for Community Engagement and some of the resources and services that we're providing throughout the state of Illinois. And so I'm going to go over just high level of what the Center for Community Engagement is. I'm going to explain what our technical assistance offers and the trainings that we have available. And then Nolan will take us through a couple of our program initiatives that we have, the Health Management Associates Collaborative and our Faith and Recovery Initiative. And then lastly, I'll show you guys where you can find our resources and information. One moment. And so today I'm going to give you hold on. There we go. Sorry, I went back a slide. So I'm going to start with an overview for those who are not aware of what the Center for Community Engagement is. So we were originated and known as the Regional Leadership Center, and we're funded by the Illinois Department of Human Services Division of Substance Use Prevention and Recovery and the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. So when the Regional Leadership Center began, its main focus was Central Illinois, looking at areas in which residents had either little or no access to services across the substance use disorder continuum. And so in the first year, the Regional Leadership Center did 15 community assessments for counties throughout Central Illinois. From those findings, they noticed 3 significant gaps related to people receiving treatment across the continuum. Those 3 gaps were substance use stigma, recovery housing, and transportation support. The Regional Leadership Center, which eventually got the new name of Center for Community Engagement, began to create 3 toolkits with videos, resources, and other educational materials available to address these gaps. And so these resources are tailored to professionals, to everyday people, to people in recovery, to people who don't even understand or know much about substance use disorders. And so currently the Center for Community Engagement has expanded its work. We now focus and provide services all throughout the state of Illinois. And I'm going to get into some of those services that we are now providing to your communities. So the first piece I'm going to go over is technical assistance. So we provide support to communities, stakeholders, individuals, and coalitions with a variety of services as listed on the slides. So we support in areas such as coalition development, establishing community support, increasing community readiness, marketing a coalition, increasing recruitment and retention of community members for coalitions, just basic training such as how to organize effective meetings, how to conduct community assessments, collecting data, strategic planning, and the strategic prevention framework. And so our services are provided to a variety of people in the community. Our services are free of charge and funded through the state response grant that we are working through. And then we also, as I mentioned before, offer toolkits as well. And so as I talked about, we had those 3 significant gaps that these toolkits addressed. And we currently have stigma, transportation, and recovery housing. And so on this page, I've listed the names of the resources that are available. At the end of the presentation, I'll provide the website and a QR code to our technical assistants where you can go explore these resources. But we have videos going through stigma, breaking down the overview of substance use disorders and helping people understand what stigma or what substance use disorders are, that they are a disease of the brain, and what treatment and recovery looks like. And then we have a variety of services that are available throughout the state that we bring awareness to that help address those gaps related to people receiving transportation support and recovery housing as well. And we are also in the process of working on an integrated care toolkit, so providing resources and information for care providers to learn how they can integrate behavioral health care and substance use treatment into their practices. We also provide a series of trainings for the community. And again, these are trainings that we can provide to communities at no charge. And so on the list here, you'll see a variety of trainings such as strategic planning, basic overviews on substance use and mental health, trauma-informed care, and others as well. And so these are trainings that are not just exclusive to what we do. If your community, if your organization would be interested in another training that would fall under the realm of recovery or awareness or harm reduction across the substance use continuum, our team can work with you and we can work and see if we can also develop a training as well. And we offer these both in person and virtual, depending on the location and just the preference of the team as well.
I'll take over from here. Thanks, Autumn. I appreciate it. Two of the big initiatives that we're working on right now are our collaborative with the Health Management Associates. They're located out of Texas, but they've been tasked with getting medication-assisted recovery implemented into as many Illinois counties as possible. Currently, about 25%, it's like 27 counties in the state of Illinois have medication-assisted recoveries in their jails. And we were tasked at the CCE with partnering with HMA to increase their outreach efforts and to, in our best way possible, get more counties involved. Part of the way that we're doing that is through encouraging sheriff outreach. And so we've developed a resource that we hope to get into the hands of sheriffs of counties who are already partnered with HMA or are offering MAR but not a part of the HMA initiative, to reach out to the neighboring sheriffs in the counties around where they are and letting them know about the benefits of offering MAR inside of their jails. Now, I know DuPage County, we have a couple of you represented here. DuPage County has it, I believe. McLean County already has it. So I'm kind of speaking to a little bit of the choir here. But part of what we want to do is connect with ROSCs from across the state and kind of work some of those warm connections to get into connection with jails or sheriffs where we can have conversations around offering MAR there. And then another part of the collaborative is to educate community stakeholders on HMA's program. So kind of doing that with you all here today, and where you are connected in other counties, we would love to have this conversation with them there. So as you're hearing this, you'll be like, oh, great, McLean County's covered. Awesome. However, DuPage County covered. Awesome. What about the other counties that you're connected with? Do you know if they have HMA's program and are offering MAR inside their jail? If you do, great. If you don't know and you find out that they don't, let us know. We want to help get into contact with them. So that is the first of the two initiatives that we're working on. Next slide, please.
Sorry, my computer's frozen. I'll get that in just a second.
All good. And the other initiative that we're working on is the Illinois Faith and Recovery Initiative. I've been on here before, kind of mentioning that we are working on this project. I've been in contact with our friend Michelle Cope and some of our mutual friends over at Eastview and had a great meeting with them, and am connecting with other churches within McLean County. But the Illinois Faith and Recovery Initiative has come out of conversations observed or witnessed by some of our team a year or so back while listening to some people from Tennessee who began this kind of project in their state back in 2014 with the goal of closing the gaps between when somebody identifies that they need services and the point in which they get services. Research has shown that people oftentimes turn to their faith community first, but we've discovered that those in the faith community, though well-meaning, may not have all the education and tools necessary to be able to stand in that gap with those people that they deeply care about within their faith community. And so Tennessee went to work training up their local congregations across all faith spectrums to give them the tools that they needed and to encourage them to feel equipped to use those tools when somebody comes to them stating that they're in a mental health challenge or crisis, or they've been misusing a substance, or they've been thinking about death by suicide. In addition to some of these trainings, we've mentioned that we also provide a Narcan training in regards to the opioid response that we have nationwide and are specifying it here in Illinois. Now, part of what we're trying to do with this initiative, like Tennessee, who's been doing this for 10 years and have trained over 6,600 faith communities in their state, is we've taken about 12 to 15 months to learn from Tennessee and to create our resources with help from them to roll out our own kind of initiative here in Illinois. And we are just starting those trainings this year. Did my first training with a faith organization last week, and we've got some more on the calendar. Like I said, we're working with Eastview to get some training set up and some other churches already within McLean County. But our goal is to increase awareness of mental health and substance use challenges in faith communities. Coming from a faith community myself, I was in vocational church ministry for 10 years, and I was in a place that, and I worked in McLean County, and I worked in Champaign County and in Macon County. And I was a pastor at a time when ROSCs were starting to come up and were starting to become a thing. And I had no idea that ROSCs existed. How much cooler would it be if we were to get more faith leaders from each county where ROSCs exists to participate in these monthly meetings to, again, shore up those gaps between when somebody identifies that they need services and the services, and they end up getting the services that they need. And so by doing that, we want to identify and decrease stigma against substance use and mental health disorders. We want to do that by enhancing collaboration between faith communities and recovery communities and other community stakeholders. By that, increase community supports for individuals in recovery then. We want to help them to understand that their faith journey is very much a part of their recovery journey. And we want to increase recovery program participation and referrals. One of the lofty goals for us is to actually see over the course of the next few years that as churches are trained in these things and people start to feel more comfortable in advocating for themselves or speaking up that they might be going through something that would require some sort of help, that we'll actually see an increase in referrals, that we'll see less of a gap in services rendered, but an increase in services rendered. Instead of somebody sitting in silence, they've actually spoken up, and somebody within their faith community was like, yes, I know where I can help you get connected. And by that, then promote local prevention efforts and overall decrease deaths by overdose and suicide. So those are two of the big projects that we're working on at the CCE. And if you'd like to learn more about those, let me or Autumn or Carrie know, and we would be happy to tell you more about them.
Thank you so much, Nolan. Couple more things I want to make sure we share with the group. Our website. And so we've shared about a couple of our initiatives. We've shared about our toolkits and resources and our community trainings and technical assistance. And we have a one place where you can find all of this information and get in contact with us. We have a new website. It is coalitionsupport.org. And on this website, you will be able to access all of the toolkits listed above and also fill out a form if you are interested in receiving any kind of support for your coalition or community. And so if you're looking, like Nolan said, to get more information, you can first go to our website and send a request of information through the website. You can also email us at coalitionsupport@chestnut.org. You can also scan the QR code. So if you were to scan this QR code, this will take you right to our technical assistance request form. And so you fill it out with your information and some of just telling us what you would like for your community. And one of us will reach out to you and start a conversation. And our website is continuing to be developed. And so we will be having more resources built out as the time goes on. Is there any questions that Nolan and I could answer for the crowd?
Yeah, hey, I have one. Hi, Jeff here. Could I see, it was a few slides back, it was, it kind of looked like this.
Yes.
Now, can you tell me what that says? Like the small print at the bottom, like where Louisville, Kentucky would be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that for you. We, as part of our project with HMA, we decided it's like, hey, it would be great to have a visualization of all the counties in Illinois where either a ROSC and or MAR is in the jails. And if you'd like something that is actually easier to see, Jeff, I'd be happy descended to you, but ultimately any county that has a star is a county that's participating in the MAR program, and any county that has a circle is a county with an operating ROSC. And so multiple counties, we have stars and circles where there's an operating ROSC and MAR participation. But it was good for us to be able to look at and go, man, we've got a lot of ROSCs and a lot of counties with no MAR participation. What's going on? So side note, we're actually focusing a lot of our energy by the CCE in Region 5, as you can see by all the circles. So anyways, if you like a bigger picture
Yeah,
of that.
sure. If you could, and I would like to, I don't know, I'm in talks with, there are very early talks with the Fulton County jail. I mean, I don't know, I would probably just need to refer them to somebody. I don't know if that'd be you guys, but if you could, there's not a indication that there's a ROSC in Knox County on the map. And I cover Knox, Henry, Henderson, and Warren counties.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, I mean, like I'm in Knox County right now, and that's my office. But just for the sake of the map being updated, but Nolan, so how would I? So what do I tell this jail administrator, Lieutenant Ford in Fulton County?
That's a great question, and one I'd be happy to set up a time to kind of discuss. It wouldn't have to be a long meeting, but at least it would allow for a little more dialogue back.
Yeah,
back and
sure.
forth.
You want me to put my email in the chat?
Yes, please.
Thank you,
Okay,
Jeff.
there you
And we
go. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate you bringing that to our attention, that edit needs to be made to the map. So we will definitely do that. And then Jimmy, I also saw your message. We can send that to you as well. Perfect. Awesome. Any other questions for Autumn or Nolan before we transition our conversation today? Alrighty. Autumn or Nolan, if you wouldn't mind putting the coalition support email in the chat as we advance to a different PowerPoint today. And at any point, if anyone has any questions for the Center for Community Engagement, you're welcome to reach out to me, Autumn or Nolan, and we're always happy to connect with new folks. So Nolan and Autumn, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure having you on this meeting, and we appreciate the support that you're doing throughout Illinois.
Thank you.
All right, Kat, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you to introduce our rural McLean County outreach discussion. And I'm anticipating that this will take about the next 15 minutes of our conversation today. So we'll take it from there. Any other updates that we're not able to cover will again be provided in the meeting minutes, and that will be sent out probably by the end of the week. Oh, Kat, you're muted.
There we go. So again, thank you, Carrie. The other special meeting topic we've got today is one of the big priorities identified for our strategic plan update is doing targeted rural McLean County community outreach. So we wanted to take a minute or an opportunity to go ahead and share with you what kind of our approach for doing that targeted outreach will be before the end of FY24. Along with just soliciting some feedback from our council members today. So for looking at our targeted outreach, our approach kind of was, we took a cue from the McLean County Community Health Needs Assessment 2022 update. For what they had gathered for data for communities that have the highest health equity needs. 10 different communities were identified across McLean County, and we really kind of wanted to really target and narrow down what we want to accomplish with just engaging these communities over the next 6 months. And these were chosen from the context of the county went through and looked at the different zip codes of, which ones are the highest health equity needs. And that goes from a rating of 0 or 1, which is least need, to 5 being most need. And as you can see here from the table, they've got at the top, we've got Bellflower and then Bloomington second. We're already in Bloomington, so we're not focused there, but we're focused on the other 8 communities beyond that. And some of those different factors that they use just for identifying that ranking of health equity need looks at different things like what is the average household income, how many families are below poverty line, employment, the percentage of the civilian labor force unemployed, education, as far as what populations 25 or older have a high school degree or higher, and then looking at language, different populations that speak only English at home, and then looking at also Medicaid enrollment and race. So that's what we're really wanting to try and target for getting on our rural communities that have the higher need on board with us, and just really just making those connections to be like, okay, how are we able to best support you in what you need and what are your needs? So during our last 13-ish minutes, we're wanting to have a little bit of discussion with everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Carrie to go ahead and kind of ask some of these questions.
Thank you, Kat. I appreciate you introducing this topic today. As many of you know, like Kat had already mentioned, this has been a priority just collected by the council over the last several years, and really something that our team is wanting to focus in on in these last 6 months of this fiscal year. Recognizing a lot of our efforts naturally take place in the Bloomington Normal area, how can we make sure that the other communities throughout McLean County ultimately don't go unrecognized, and that our efforts are being poured into them just as equally. So today we really just wanted to hear from each and every one of you, as much as time will allow. I recognize it's already 4:17, but with that being said, we recognize that so many of you have such a great amount of outreach experience under your belt. Maybe that is for McLean County specifically. Maybe that's for a rural community that's not in McLean County. We really just wanted to open up the floor just to hear from some of you today. If you have conducted outreach in McLean County, what does that look like? What has been successful for you? I would specifically love to hear if there's been outreach efforts that have taken place in the rural parts of McLean County. Have there been lessons learned across the board? Have there been various successes that you can share with our team as we navigate an outreach plan and engagement plan for the days ahead? So I'll kind of open up the floor for just a minute here, really just kind of hearing from, again, each and every one of you. If you have completed outreach, what does that look like in rural McLean County? Or again, if maybe it hasn't been specifically to rural McLean County, what other successes would you like to share with our team today? So I'll open up the floor, and again, we're open to hearing any feedback or suggestions that any of you have. It's really through your support and your advice that we're able to carry out an outreach plan in the next 6 months. Marita, thank you. Go ahead.
I've helped with some of our program does kind of micro outreach for people, but the most outreach I think that we've helped with has been with Jolt, going out into the community. And one of the things that I think has been most useful that I would pass on to anyone who's interested in any kind of outreach is choosing a consistent day and time, because people have it is easy to assume that people without jobs or without houses don't have like appointments or things going on, but they move around a lot. They have their own lives happening, and so being able to say that, hey, I might not be exactly in the same spot, but we are going to be in the area every Monday from X to Y. Here's how you can get a hold of me, kind of a thing, can help people to prioritize when they're going to hang around their camp, or when they're going to be around this bar or whatever. So making sure that you're doing your best to be able to stay consistent like that can make a big difference.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, Marita. That's really helpful. And I know that's something that we've identified with other outreach efforts, is having consistency for when you're at those said locations. So we really appreciate you sharing today. Michelle, I see your hand raised.
Yes, I was just gonna say what we do with our outreach, because the bookmobile is our outreach. And so where do we post our schedules so people will know what we're doing and our flyers? And the post office is of the place that everybody goes to. And so we found that that's a great place. They always have some kind of community bulletin board, and we hear people saying that they get a lot of information from there. Plus, we can also look at those bulletin boards and see what they're doing. A lot of the little communities have Facebook pages, and connecting with them is a great way to advertise, but to also hear what they're doing. Most of them have some kind of annual something that they do, and we try to come alongside them with their activity. And that's usually well planned out, well recognized, and can really reach a lot of people. And so that's a good way to get connected.
Thank you, Michelle. We love a good community bulletin board, right?
That's
a great
right.
way. Absolutely. And I think you also shared something too that we need to keep in mind is meeting communities where they are, right?
Right.
And meeting them exactly at the events that are already established in their community, and coming and being a helping hand to them, right? For whatever that might look like.
And they usually have some kind of community center, whether it's the fire department or something that has a room where they meet. And that's good to know if you wanted to have any kind of outreach event. That's where to go.
Thank you, Michelle. We appreciate you today.
Yeah, and I also offered to take things on the bookmobile to those locations. Kat and I talked about that. So
thank you. We'll definitely welcome that idea and make sure to pass out some materials to you, Michelle, if you need extra. We appreciate your distribution efforts for us. All right, Erica, I see your hand raised. Thank you for sharing today.
Yeah, so being based out of Buffalo Grove, out of the suburbs, doing our outreach statewide always comes with its fun challenges. So something that we are kind of trying out for our webinar right now is we actually made a postcard, and we are physically mailing them to people, because who doesn't love getting some mail, especially when you're not expecting it. So as a team, we just tried to pick a lot of our contacts. We turned our flyer into a mini postcard and threw a QR code on there, so that when people open it, they can hopefully scan the QR code right away and sign up. I feel like physical mailing, maybe the good old ways could make a comeback, you know? So that's one thing that we're trying out. One other thing that I've just heard in trainings about really trying to connect to rural communities is leaning into the spaces that they like to go to. So sometimes they tend to be older populations. So like if there's a veterans association, if there's like a Rotary Club, just trying to think of places and like things that small towns and small communities are really passionate about, and where might those places lead them to, and trying to think outside the box and try to meet them physically where they are in that way.
Yes. Thank you, Erica. You'll have to keep us updated on the progress and success of the postcard. I love that idea. I'm someone that loves getting a card in the mail and loves writing notes too. So I might have to steal that, or our team will definitely maybe have to do that. Thank you for sharing. Recognizing it is 4:24, I don't see any other hands raised at this point in time. So Kat, I know we had a couple Slido questions just to engage everyone's input as much as we can in these last 6 minutes that we have. So Kat, if you wouldn't mind getting those Slido questions pulled up, and then we can take it from there. For anyone that would like to contribute or have some thoughts around the questions that we have prompted today, but hasn't had the opportunity to share, please know that we'd love to hear from you. Email, social media, whatever is the best way to get in contact with us. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, so the first Slido question, if you can use that QR code to get the Slido information up.
And if it's not working, please let us know.
Yes. And we're just asking, of these organizations that are listed affiliations, which do you think our team should prioritize first? And you can put, is this one, I think you can put as many.
Yeah, you can select multiple different ones. I've already done a little bit of kind of a fact-finding tour of what's available in each community by looking at Facebook pages, Google Maps, just seeing what there is for these small community hubs, and that's been like a wide variety of what we found. If you guys have any other suggestions for other places that we haven't thought of, please hit us up with email or on social media, however it works for you to do that.
We can give folks just a few minutes. I see only 10 participants at this point in time are engaging in the poll, so just give folks a few more minutes to access it if they haven't already. All right, looks like community centers is taking the lead with 69%, and then churches and schools following close behind that. Great feedback.
We want to give it a couple more seconds.
We just have one more question after this.
All right.
Perfect.
We will go ahead and stop this poll. Give me just a second. All right. All right, and then for the second question, we were just wanting to know of communication channels or mediums, which do you think would have the greatest impact in rural McLean County?
And this, I think you could only answer one.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most, believe the greatest impact in rural? Yeah.
And then if you guys have any thoughts on this of other strategies we have not thought of, go ahead and send us your feedback via email. Or if you want to schedule a meeting and you've got all kinds of ideas for us, we're happy to schedule a meeting with you.
I don't think it's a surprise, but social media is clearly taking the lead with 55%. Awesome. This is great feedback. Thank you everyone for your contribution. I'm not sure if we're going to get any more responses, but thank you. It's through your suggestions and things that we need to consider that some of this comes to life. So we really appreciate all of the advice and feedback provided today. All right, I know we just have a couple more minutes, and so due to the sake of time, we'll provide the majority of our ROSC updates via our meeting minutes. We've been working on some cool stuff throughout the community, and we'd love to share that with you. This meeting today is being recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel, so feel free to distribute that or come back and review it later if you wish. As always, here is our contact information. Again, if today didn't present the opportunity to share any thoughts or ideas that maybe you have, we'd love to hear from you. We really are looking for various connections that maybe each of you have within rural McLean County. If you would want to do an e-introduction to our team and to that stakeholder, to that community organization, we would love for that to happen, right? It's through that relationship building and those connections that we can start making our presence throughout rural McLean County. So it was a pleasure having all of you on here today. Our next meeting will be February 20th at 3:30 p.m. It's hard to believe that it will be February before we know it. But in the meantime, I hope all of you stay warm. Thank you for your contributions and your support for McLean County ROSC, and we hope to see all of you next month.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Big I'm
meeting.
sorry that happened, Barb. That's
I mean,
crazy.
it just went black. It just stopped. It went black and then it started to restart. And I'm like, it didn't even give me like a prompt or anything. It just like went.
That's okay. I think we pivoted just fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were taking kind of long on intros.